Hello.
Hello. हेलो डॉक्टर शिवा, आवाज आ रही है ठीक से?
आ रही है सर।
चल ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ऐसा क्यों आ रहा है? नमस्कार सर, हाउ आर यू? सर अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपने को, डायरेक्टर सर।
हाँ जी सर, हो गया। डॉक्टर सीमा, हाउ आर यू?
आई एम गुड सर, गुड आफ्टरनून। थैंक यू सर।
गुड आफ्टरनून।
गुड आफ्टरनून डॉक्टर मेहा जोशी। गुड आफ्टरनून मैम, हाउ आर यू?
वेलकम डॉक्टर मेहा।
थैंक यू सर।
Good afternoon, everyone. We will commence in 2 minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of DSPSR family, I welcome Dr. Meha Joshi to deliver her address on decoding the path to a successful career. This is the next lecture in the series of alumni talk, which we are doing at DSPSR. Now I would invite our Honorary Director, Sir, Professor Dr. G.S. Copley, who is also a person who has got prolific experience in the field of finance, as well as in the banking sector and also in the academic field, who has reached great heights in both the fields, and who has also written numerous papers as well as books in finance. Now I would request our director, honorary director, sir, to welcome Dr. Meha Joshi. I request you, sir, to deliver the welcome address. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Anupama. Thank you very much for the nice words. Dr. Meha Joshi, I welcome you all on this occasion on behalf of Delhi School of Professional Study and Research. We are proud of you. You are assistant professor in DTU. I had a chance to meet you, and believe me, as a gardener feel happy when he sees his flowers blossoming, an artist feel very happy when his art is appreciated. A director is very happy when his movie is appreciated. Same way, you are part of DSPSR, and it gives us immense pleasure. You are in the same field of teaching DTU. We had very sweet memories with you. 2 years back, we conducted with your good offices our international conference there also, and you love poetry also. So we have a lot of very good memories. So I think our students will be benefited from your immense experience, and they will learn how you can reach up to the level where you wish, or the teachers from you have learned some basics of life. Few lines for you. लाखों की भीड़ में पहचान तो चंद लोग ही बनाते हैं. लाखों की भीड़ में पहचान तो चंद लोग ही बनाते हैं. मंजिल उन्हीं के कदम चूमती है जो मेहनत को अपनाते हैं. मंजिल उन्हीं के कदम चूमती है जो मेहनत को अपनाते हैं. घोंसला सुंदर देखा तो मुसाफिर ने पूछा पंछी से. घोंसला सुंदर देखा तो मुसाफिर ने पूछा पंछी से, ये सुंदर घोंसला बनाया कैसे. आजिल फाजिल लोगों ने समझाया कि एक एक तिनका चुन के लाते हैं. ये पंछी एक एक तिनका चुन के लाते हैं. So it's not so easy to reach to DTU, and that to up to this level. I had a chance to interact with Professor BP Singh Saab, who is our chairman, Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, who is also in the education field, that you are really a wonderful person. We have very good memories about you. So kindly guide our students of present and the future, how they can decode the path of success like you. With these words, I wish you very all the best, and I pray to God that during this pandemic time, all the participants, you, your family may be blessed, and we come out of this phase of life. With these words, I welcome you once again. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Now I would like to introduce Dr. Meha Joshi. I would like to proudly introduce, I should say. Dr. Meha Joshi is an assistant professor in the prestigious Delhi Technological University in the area of human resource management and marketing management. Dr. Meha Joshi has earned her doctorate in the area of occupational safety and health management in small and medium enterprises of manufacturing concerns. She has done her MBA in Human Resource Management and Marketing Management from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University. And we are proud to say that she is an alumni of Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research. And she has also cleared the national eligibility test. And she has also a vast experience of 13 years. And she has many papers of research papers of repute and published in many journals at international and national level, and she has also presented papers in many international and national conferences, and authored a book titled Occupational Safety and Health, a Barometer for Employee Satisfaction, published by Scholars Press, Germany. She is also the placement head of Delhi School of Management, faculty mentor to Cognitive Mind Society at DTU, and also member representative of International Affairs, admission coordinator to BBA program, and faculty mentor to Cultural Club Sanskriti. Besides academics, her interest lies in writing and personality grooming, for which she has held several workshops at several places in Delhi, Uttarakhand, and Haryana. She has a flair in singing and composing poems. We have already heard her many times speaking on various occasions, and she is a prolific speaker. I can vouch for that myself. And she has always made DSPSR proud wherever we have seen her, whether it is in DTU or in many other places where we have heard her or seen her in the international conferences. So I request you to kindly share your vast experience with the students, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Anupama Lakira. I am indeed very thankful for such a wonderful introduction. I'm indeed very thankful to Director Sir for such kind words. I'm literally taken aback, and I'm really very thankful to Professor Seema Singh also to have me here. Last of all, I cannot forget mentioning Professor BP Singh, Professor AK Singh, who have helped me grow both professionally as well as academically. I'm indeed very thankful to Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research for boosting my morale time and again, to help me grow professionally, to help me grow academically, and to unleash my potential as well. Right. So it is at this platform I learned many things. And I could really make the most of this Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research. In fact, it's not been that I've been just a student of this college, but also I served as an assistant professor in DSPSR as well for a brief stint of time. Right. So without any further delays, I think we should start with the presentation for the students. So let's get started with the presentation. A very good afternoon to one and all. I hope you all are faring well at this time of pandemic, which has actually flipped our life upside down. I think there are many changes which are coming all across. I'm really very thankful to Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research once again to have me here and to talk on this subject, decoding the path to a successful career. So when we talk about decoding the path to a successful career, we would be talking about how to ensure that you attain success in your career. And I think most of the people who are sitting out here must be very inquisitive to know about how they can attain heights in their career. What all can they do to, nurture their career well, and how can they really make the most of their career. So today in this 45 minutes, I'm trying my level best. I'll try my level best to make the most of this 45 minutes by touching upon nearly all aspects. Although due to paucity of time, I think 45 minutes are not sufficient to touch upon so many areas, but I've tried to put across a lot of things here, right? So let me first take you through the structure of my presentation today. The structure of the presentation would be something like, I would be talking about the most sought after career competencies, because until you are actually aware of your career competencies, you cannot think on honing your skills in those directions. So we're going to talk about most sought after career competencies. And secondly, we're going to talk about how to ensure a right mix of converting your cash to cash. Here, this cash is with a difference. It's with a K. K here means knowledge. A stands for abilities, S for skills, and H for habit. So we're going to talk about how to ensure a right mix of cash to convert it into cash, right? And last of all, we're going to talk about how to prepare yourself. Now, moving to the next slide, which is about the top 4 competencies which are looked at. Right. Before moving to the top 4 competencies which are looked at, let me tell you about the essence of a few things like hard work in the right direction. It's very important to do hard work, but hard work necessarily does not suffice alone. It has to be done in the right direction. If you have a focus and if you have a well-known direction, you can really achieve heights in your career. The second thing is you need to focus on smart work as well. Hard work does not suffice. As I said, you need to be smart enough to concentrate on the objectives, and you need to have very smart objectives also. You need to set your objectives right, which are very, very specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, reliable, and time bound. So you have to take care of all these things, and certainly you need to have good concentration power. Or not all of us are blessed with the same kind of concentration power. Some of us have huge concentration. Some of us are not are not blessed with high concentration level as such, but then we all know where we all stand. So it's important for us to understand what is the concentration level of ours. Moving to the next slide, wherein we are going to talk about the top 4 sought after competencies. Over the years, this has been a question of great concern. That is how to understand what all core competencies, or what are the core competencies, the career competencies which employers are looking for. Because if you know the career competencies, you know the key. And if you understand that key, you can really work on those keys. Right. So we will be focusing upon some of the most important areas of deliberations and some of the most important sought after career competencies. According to a survey by Outlook, Job Outlook, they came up with few core competencies, career competencies, and they brought it before people. And they tried to understand what all are the career competencies which the employers are looking for. Right. So these were the 4 competencies which I've made a mention of here. Along with these 4 competencies, we have a couple of more competencies which are very, very important, but I've not put them here just because of the reason that these have been consistently over a period of 3 years remained the same. So when we talk about these 4 competencies, the very first is critical thinking and problem solving. So today in this address, I'm not just going to talk about critical thinking and problem solving as one of the career competencies, but I'll also help you in finding out the ways by means of which you can really develop your critical thinking skills. Second thing is something related to teamwork and collaboration. The organizations expect you to be excellent at teamwork, and they really want you to be having good collaborations with people. If you're good at collaborations and teamwork, you know how to make your way. The third important aspect of the career competencies is professionalism and work ethics. Again, this is one of the most important things which doesn't happen on its own. It's not something like, moving a magic wand and automatically the professionalism is going to be infused inside. It's nothing of this kind. You really need to put in some intended efforts to work towards professionalism. You need to have the right blend of work ethics and professionalism. And how will it come? I'll let you know. Last of all is the oral and written communication skills. This is the era of disruptive technologies. This is the era of disruptions. And in this era of disruptions, it's very, very important for us to understand that what is the best defense. The best defense to present day challenges of disruptions is good oral and written communication. So I'm going to apprise you with certain aspects related to how can you really enhance your communication skills in both in a written form and the oral ways. Fine. Now moving to the next slide, let me just tell you about ensuring a right mix of cash to earn cash. Many of you must be wondering that why have I put it like this? What is this cash? Why is it not with a C? But then let me apprise you with one thing, that this cash is with the difference. When you talk about cash, the first K-A-S-H here is not, it's not wrong. It has been spelled very correctly, right? There is a specific meaning attached to this. And K here specifically relates to the knowledge you possess. A stands for the attitude which you have, the personal discretion which you have towards certain things in your life is something which shapes up your attitude. Third essential element of this cache is skills. What kind of skills are you possessing? And last but not the least is H. Last but not the least is H. That is the habit. How you make it an integral part of your habit. Now let me deliberate some more aspects related to this cache. See, all of you are studying. Either you're doing BCom, or maybe you're doing MCom, or maybe you're doing BBA, or you're doing MBA, some kind of professional courses you are doing here in Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, or maybe some other colleges if we have some other audience as well. So you must be aware of the fact that, when you sit in the classes, when you, attend the lectures, when you attend these webinars, you gain a lot of knowledge, right? So this certainly becomes a part of your own knowledge reservoir. You already come with some knowledge, and when you come here, sit here, attend lectures, attend webinars, understand a lot of things, read, write, listen, and when you convey something, that automatically becomes a part of your knowledge reservoir. The second thing is your attitude. What kind of attitude are you possessing? Is it right attitude or is it a negative attitude? Half your work is done if you start with a positive note. As they very well say, well begun is half done. So if you're beginning well with a positive attitude, certainly all the positivity is going to be attracted by you and you will be successful. Third thing is skills. Now we will be working on how to improve your cognitive skills, how to work on your interpersonal skills as well. And obviously all these things have to be made an integral part of your habit as well. So right here, right now, today itself, after you're through with this lecture, you need to assess your knowledge, attitude, skill, habit reservoir in order to earn cash in the long run. Cash is a very small word though, yet it signifies a lot of things. So it has to be done in this way. You need to assess your understanding level. You need to assess where you stand at this point of time and what do you want to achieve at some future point in time. So basically, this was all about cash. If you possess the right blend of knowledge, abilities, skills, attitudes, habits, then definitely these can be helpful for you to attain greater heights in your success, because these are the things which are going to be with you throughout your life. Now, the question which arises is how to prepare yourself. You must be wondering how to prepare yourself for for a better success and to earn well and to do great in life, to buy whatever you want to in your life, right? So I'll deliberate on this particular aspect, that is preparing yourself for the future. If you really want to prepare yourself for the future, then you can start right now, right here, by understanding your cash reservoir level and start working on some of the areas which are really of importance to you all. I always tell my students these three things which I'm going to tell you today. The very first thing which is important for you to be successful is to experience new things in life. Try to experience new things in life. Try to experiment something big in life, because until you are experimenting and you are experiencing, the best cannot come to you. All the creative geniuses and all the innovations which have happened are actually a result of repeated experimentation. Bulb would not have been there. Bulb could not have even been invented if he would not have failed. Now you have to understand, you have to make out that it is because of the reason that Edison failed a couple of times that it is because of the reason that Edison failed a couple of times that bulb happened. After failing for 1,000 successive years, he could come up with a wonderful invention. So you have to be very, very clear on the point that whatever happens is actually the outcome of repeated failures at time. It might be the case that you do not start winning at the first go itself. So do not stop yourself. keep experiencing, keep experimenting, and the best will come to you. So this is the first learning which I have had from my career experiences and my experiences of life. The second thing, which is of utmost importance here, is to collaborate with people. Networking is the key. Many big things can happen if you're collaborating with others, if you're networking with others. ये ना सोचो कि जिंदगी में क्या होगा, कुछ ना होगा तो तजुर्बा होगा. ये ना सोचो कि जिंदगी में क्या होगा, कुछ ना होगा तो तजुर्बा होगा. इसीलिए keep experimenting, keep experiencing, keep networking with people, keep collaborating with people as well. Because if you're going to collaborate with people, certainly you will be able to reap out some positive outcomes. And DSPSR, I'm quite sure, gives you plethora of opportunities, immense opportunities to collaborate with people, to understand people, to network with them, not only in the geographical boundaries of India, but across the other nations as well. Across the globe, you get an opportunity to interact with people by means of webinars, by means of seminars, by means of wonderful, wonderful conferences and other seminars which they keep holding every now and then. So you can make the most of it. You know, it's totally up to you. You may just be joining those seminars and conferences to grab lunch and come back, right? And the other approach can be to make the most of it and learn something new, collaborate with people. And collaborations can do wonders for you. The third learning, which I often tell to my students in DTU as well, to practice, is to understand the essence of ability and opportunity. You might be very able. You might be possessing a lot of ability, but then if you're not able to grab the opportunity right at the right time, you might not be able to win. So it's important for you to understand that ability without opportunity is a mere waste. Ability आप में है, opportunity नहीं मिल रही, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Opportunity अगर नहीं मिल रही है, तो उसको कैसे लेकर आना है? How do you need to make the most of it is very important. So how are you going to do it? If you do not have the opportunity, how to do it? If you really are keen to showcase your ability and you do not have an opportunity, then try to create one for you. Carve your own niche. This is the key. And you can really showcase your ability by creating some opportunities for you. Successful people do this only. They try to create that opportunity. They are opportunists. And it is because of that reason that they are able to make their own way. Now, this was all about preparing yourself. Though there are n number of things which you need to work on for the purpose of grabbing the right opportunity, becoming able, possessing the right kind of skills, knowledge, attitude, etc. But then today, in this address, I would like to tell you about those 4 competencies which we talked about in the first slide, right? And how to really build on them. If you remember it right, the very first thing which we talked about there was something related to having or possessing the critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skills do not happen overnight. You need to again put in deliberate efforts, and you have to stick to those deliberate efforts in order to enhance your critical thinking skills. I'm not sure how many of you are really interested in watching a lot of talk shows, how many of you are really interested in doing some kind of exercises which are really helpful in understanding your critical thinking skills. So one of the things can be participation in hackathons. These are some simple activities which I have come up with here for you people, so that you can enhance your critical thinking exercises, thinking skills, and you can enhance your knowledge level as well. So participation in hackathons, I'm quite sure that you people are aware of what hackathons are. So participation in hackathons can be a wonderful idea. You people can participate in hackathons. You can simulate the environment at times. You can be in a different kind of setting, and you can learn immense. You have a plethora of opportunities, immense opportunities to learn from when you're participating in hackathon-like activities. Then second thing is leveraging the technology. If you remember it right, the second thing which we talked about while we were talking about the core competencies which are sought after, they were something related to teamwork and collaborations. Besides the teamwork and collaborations which we look at, one of the key important factor which is of prime importance is leveraging technology. Technology is at your doorstep today. If you really want to grab that opportunity, you can do wonders. Try to enhance your digital skills. A lot of technology is surrounding you. A lot of digital technology is surrounding you. You can leverage that technology. How to leverage the technology is one of the important aspects. I don't know whether you people ever got enrolled with some of the courses of Coursera-like platforms or not. Government of India, AICT, NPTEL, they have come up with wonderful platforms so that you can leverage technology and make the most of it. But I'm quite sure that most of you might not have even ever bothered to see how can those courses be seen and how can you actually work on those courses. So leveraging the technology can be one of the keys. You can go to platforms like Coursera and other stuff wherein you have so many courses available from across the globe. Sitting here, you can learn from University of Michigan. Sitting here, you can work from University of Pennsylvania. What can be wonderful thing like that? And, I'm quite sure that this time is a very dreadful one for most of us. But then, on the other hand, this is one such time which I mean, God forbid that it ever comes again. But then this is one such time which our ancestors had never seen. And I pray to the Almighty that our next generation also doesn't see these things, right? But then we have ample of time to make the most of it and unleash our potential. So you can get yourself enrolled in some Coursera-like courses, right? Coursera-like platforms wherein you can learn some courses, you can grab some good opportunities, you can learn from the best of the best trainers from across the globe. And if, for example, see, money is not a barrier, although apparently it might be seeming to be a big thing for you. Like some of the courses might be offered to you at 10,000, 12,000, but then you always have that, you always have that liberty to pursue these courses even free of cost at times. You people are students, you can apply for some kind of financial aids as well, and you can make the most of it. So this is one thing which can be done. So leveraging technology is one of the important things. Next thing is securing paid and unpaid job internship. When we talked about professionalism, we talk about work ethics, but then how would they come and how would they happen? They cannot happen overnight. You need to put in some deliberate efforts again. And you people can really look out for some kind of paid or maybe unpaid kind of internships, or maybe some kind of live projects which many of the organizations are willing to give to the students. Try to take those courses. Do not ever think that these internships are not fetching you good amount of money, or maybe you're not able to, you'll not be able to make anything out of it. You should always remember one thing, that these things are going to grill you. These activities are going to grill you, and nothing can happen if you're not grilled properly. So, wo rust nahi lagne dena apne aap ko. It's important to be grilled. It's important to enroll yourself into a lot of life projects. You can intern with a lot of faculty from across the globe. People are more than willing to have you there, provided you have that acumen, provided you have that willingness. Next thing is all about regularly curating your digital content. You need to regularly curate your digital content. You need to become IT skill proficient. You should be aware of what is happening presently. Like, for example, besides pursuing management, you need to be, or you are expected to be good at some digital content also. You need to be very good at you need to be proficient. You're expected, because when the job, job marketers, or say the employers are offering you jobs, they are looking for some kind of computer proficiency. And that computer proficiency is no more just restricted to MS Word, PowerPoint. PowerPoint and Excel. It has something more to do with some of the latest, some of the latest languages, some of the latest courses, like for example, programming languages, for example, something like R to do a lot of data analysis jobs, Python to do some kind of business analytics, etc. So you can really find out what can be the best suited thing for you, so as to make sure that you become best fit for the organization. When it comes to oral and written communication, as I told you in the first slide itself, that it's important to take care of the business communication. It's important to be proficient both in oral and written communication. So here, it's very important for you to take care of one aspect, that is taking care of 7 C's of communication. I'm quite sure that in your business communication classes, you would have definitely touched upon this aspect of 7 C's of communication, which relates to how clear you should be, how consideration has a vital role to play, how conciseness is important, how concreteness plays an important role. So you can, just flip through the pages and find out what was taught to you in those 7 C's of communication and try to implement those things. Try to make friends who you can communicate with. Try to talk to people. Try to network with people. If you're hesitant, try to, remove that fear. Fight with fortitude to overcome your fears. So it's important for you to enhance your communication skill in one or the other way. Read some good books. We have some wonderful books by Lessica Pettit on communication. We have some wonderful platforms wherein you can, hone your skills, understand a lot of new things, and work on your competence areas. So this was all about the 4 core competencies which we need to look at, and how can we really work on those competencies. Apart from these things, besides what all was taught to you, let me just focus all your attention towards one more domain, which is called as emotional intelligence. These days, in this era, people no more are just interested in looking out for people who possess IQ, strong IQ. Does not make much difference to people. What they look for is, the employers are looking for the people with good emotional intelligence. They look for people with good emotional quotient. So the transition has already been made from IQ to EQ. Some of the prolific minds even say that if it is 20% IQ, then it's 80% EQ which counts in the job. So first of all, you should try to understand what is your level of emotional quotient. What is your level of emotional intelligence? Then only you will start working on it. If you really want to work on something, just try to assess your level first. Try to work on finding out your emotional intelligence level. And if you do not have the right platform to understand your emotional level, you can come to me. I'll help you in finding out your emotional intelligence level. Work on those skills and try to find out that area. A lot of inventories are available on the open, as open sources, wherein you can find out your emotional intelligence level and then start working on those areas. See, nothing happens just like that. You have to put in, again, a lot of deliberate efforts. You have to make it happen. It comes with a lot of hard work. So if you really want to improve your emotional intelligence, it's not that one emotional intelligence level would remain with you throughout your life. You can really work on them, and you can really, improve upon your emotional intelligence level. Start taking responsibilities. I've seen in this young generation is always interested in escaping the responsibility. They don't want to take the responsibility. But then let me tell you one thing, that a lot of things happen when you start taking the responsibility. So practice taking responsibility, because in another 2 years, when you'll be joining your jobs, or maybe 3 years, 4 years, when you'll be joining your jobs, you will have to take the responsibility. And those people who are ready to take the responsibility and who know how to make the right decisions at the right time are the ones who are valued the most in the organizations. So if you want to be good employees, you need to learn how to practice responsibility. You need to know how to make the right kind of decisions. And of course, you need to build good relationships. What happens is, nowadays I've seen a lot of students, when they enter into the colleges, it seems as if they are coming out of a cocoon, because so far they have not interacted with anybody else apart from their parents and some of their relatives, right? So they are kind of social, they're into kind of social bubble wherein they're just restricted to a few people. So come out of that cocoon. Maybe you have 700, 800, 900 friends on Facebook and other social networking sites. But when it comes to the physical settings, you do not have any friend, or maybe you have just 1 to 2 friends with you. So it's important. And if you have only 1 to 2 friends, you'll also be like them, right? So it's important for you to develop a relationship with good number of people, understand the psychology of people, try to interact with them, and then you can really succeed. Automatically, your emotional intelligence skills and other things will happen as a matter of social interactions with people. Now, this was all about the core competencies which people are looking at, which the employers are looking at, and and what not, right? So for those people who are really passionate to go for something like jobs in the years to come, I've already touched upon majorly all the areas which are important and which are looked upon. But then I'm quite sure that some of you are really interested in taking up entrepreneurship as your new model, right? Now, though I'll not be able to interact with the students here directly, but then you can make a note of those things. You can make a note of a few things here. That is, I'm asking you a few questions like, can you tell me what is the most distinguishing factor that differentiates you from the generation X or generation Y? Can we have some answers in the chat box, please? Are the students able to put their comments forward? Okay, I'm not sure. Anyways, what is the most distinguishing and most decisive factor for you to differentiate yourself from the generation X and generation Y? It is nothing else but the way in which you can actually create, or you can actually transform the solutions into innovations. You have the capability. You have that protein career orientation. You have that attitude which can make you win. So it's very important for you to understand that it's not just restricted to your career, is not just restricted to working for someone. You can even think on the lines of creating the job opportunities for many others by starting up your own entrepreneurial ventures. So Hindi में एक कहावत है, there's a proverb which goes like, उत्तम खेती मध्यम व्यापार अधम चाकरी. उत्तम खेती मध्यम व्यापार adham chakri, which means the best thing is agriculture, the best profession is agriculture. After that comes the business, and the least important, not important, but then if you rank the professions into 3 categories, then in the last category comes your jobs. So if you really think that you are competent enough to take up some entrepreneurial ventures, to start something of your own, you can come up with wonderful ideas. You have a wonderful and very conducive kind of environment to work on. Right. Now, let me just tell you about some of the statistics. That almost 15,472 startups have been recognized under Startup India so far. And over 1,48,897 startup jobs reportedly have been created by 13,176 recognized startups. So I think this is something which is exemplary. This is something which is exemplary, that so many startups have been started, and the government is also giving wings to your imagination. They're giving wings to your innovations, right? So there are n number of platforms which are available for you. There are n number of opportunities which are available for you. The infrastructure which the government is providing, the kind of incubation centers which they are in, all these things are so very conducive for you that you're able to make your own way, right? And now I'm going to talk about some of the prominent faces. Some of them have really been able to trend themselves in top 5 social influencers also, not all, right? So I'm just going to talk about their success stories. I'm sure that you will be a little inspired from the success stories of these guys who have really made a mark in the way they have been able to create their genius and translate their business ideas into wonderful, wonderful innovations. They have actually translated those solutions which they had in their minds into the innovations. Now let's talk about the first one on the left side of the slide. Can you just tell me who is he? Even if you're not able to, put your message in the chat box, you can just make a note of those things, and we may have a session later related to it sometime. So basically, the first person here is Ritesh Agrawal. Ritesh Agrawal is the person who is the owner of Oyo Rooms, and his creative genius is the reason why thousands of Indians are able to afford, and they are able to have an access to, the affordable kind of stays in India. You would be quite surprised to learn that this guy, way back in 2013, started with just 11 rooms in Gurgaon. And today, Oyo has over 65,000 rooms across 170 cities, just like you people are. Maybe he's just a few years older than you are. He's just a few years elder than you are, but still, see how his creative genius was able to, provide the affordable facilities to people, like anything, right? So this was all about Ritesh Agrawal. The second person here, who you can see here, is Farhad Asadwala. Now, the second person here, who you can see, is Farhad Asadwala, and Farhad Asadwala is, is the one who, at the age of, who is presently 25 years old, and he was the one who started off his venture right at the time when he was just 13 years of age. Imagine what you were doing at 13 years of age. But then this is not the end. You can still have your own startup. You can think of some wonderful idea and you can translate it into a big business. So he was the one who started right at the age of 13 by building some online communities. He built some online communities, and the initial investment was just 1,200 rupees. He started with just 1,200 bucks, and later he bought a domain for 500 rupees. See, for 1,700 rupees, he started his own business. And you would be quite surprised to learn that at one point of time, way back in 2011 or 2013, he was the one who even trended in the youngest people to have successful ventures. So Farhad Asadwala is one of this kind, and even today he trends in the biggest social influencers of India, right? So he has his own company, which he started at the age of 13, and today he has been able to achieve greater heights as in it. The third person, the third female, who you can see here, right below Ritesh Agrawal, is our very own mushroom girl. She's better known as Mushroom Lady of Uttarakhand. She is Divya Rawat, a very well-known figure, a very well-known face, and today people know her as the Mushroom Lady of the country. mushroom lady of Uttarakhand. It is primarily because of the reason that she felt she was really very worried about the migration of people from Uttarakhand to other places, from the villages of Uttarakhand to the urban places. So she thought of generating some such kind of business, which provides a lot of opportunities to people to get the employment in their own home state. She was the one who thought of coming up with an idea of cultivating mushroom to make it big. And she has her own business model. You can really relate to the business model in a very beautiful manner. You can read her stories. You can understand how wonderfully well she is doing at this point of time. Last but not the least, let me tell you about this Divya Rawat, that many of the villages which were considered to be the ghost villages, because most of the people had even, left their villages to settle down in some urban areas, they came back to get the employment under her astute guidance. And last but not the least is a set of two siblings here whose names are Shravan and Sanjay Kumaran. Shravan and Sanjay Kumaran, at the age of 18 and 16, are the president and CEO of Go Dimensions. Again, a commendable thing for such young people to be the CEO and president of Go Dimensions. So these teenage siblings have been able to make their own way, and they have been, they have been the youngest siblings to come up with the idea of app development, right? And recently they have come up with an app called as Go Donate, which is nothing else but a simple idea of providing the leftover food by means of app, providing the leftover food to the needy people. See how beautifully these people are not only contributing towards their own profits and making money out of it, but also they are, working towards the society at large. They're benefiting the society at large. In the previous slide, as I told you, that so many startups have been started and government is providing very good ecosystem, very good infrastructure to the people. And I'm quite sure that, if you also start up with some kind of entrepreneurship venture, you have that mindset, you have that attitude, and if you think on the lines of some startups, you people can also come up with wonderful ideas and wonderful opportunities for people to, to be employed with you. So instead of you being employed and looking for employment with some other people, you can also be your own master. You can actually, become the master of your destiny by providing a lot of employment opportunities to people and thinking about the globe at large, thinking about the society at large. At last, I would like to say only one thing before winding up. I would like to repeat what Oprah Winfrey said. Oprah Winfrey has rightly said that if you should have the grandest and highest vision for yourself, because what you believe is what you become. So it's important for you to have, it's very, very important for you to have highest vision for yourself. And it's very, very important for you to have the grandest of vision, because what you believe is what you become. So try to attract positivity, try to get positive thoughts, try to think big, then only the big is going to come to you. You should have that risk-taking appetite. You should have that belly in the fire. Fire in the belly, sorry. Right. So these are the things which are very, very important for you to take care of. So it's up to you to choose from amongst plethora of options which are available for you. You may go in for looking out for some kind of job with somebody. You can start up with your own entrepreneurial ventures, and for which the climate, the entire government and everybody else is very, very supportive. You must be aware of the recent announcements also. You must be aware of the initiatives of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's government's announcements every now and then, that they are coming up with wonderful ecosystem and incubation centers for the young folks, right? And you can even choose to prepare for some future further higher studies. With this, I would like to thank you all, and I'm extremely thankful to all of you to be here and for being such patient listeners. I wish I could have just interacted with you, but I'm quite sure we will have some kind of question answer session as well. And with this, I would like to conclude the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an wonderful and insightful session. It will be extremely, extremely beneficial for our students. And I'm sure they will come back to watch this presentation many times, because there are so many things which even we have learned from your discussion today, that I think for students especially, it is very, very important that they follow what all you have taught them today about various aspects of preparing for their future career. Now I would invite our Honorable Dean Ma'am, Professor Seema Singh, to deliver the vote of thanks. Seema Ma'am, kindly grace the occasion.
Thank you, Anupma ma'am. A very good evening to Honorable Director, sir, Anupma ma'am, the speaker of the day, Dr. Meha Joshi, other staff and faculty members of DSPSR, and dear students. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Meha, that you took out some of your precious time and delivered the lecture on a topical theme, that is decoding the path to a successful career. Though your entire lecture was so wonderful, mind-blowing, and needed to practice in one's real life, however, I have noted down some takeaway from your lecture, and I'm sure students of DSPSR would also have noted down, on which they would start practicing from now onwards. The first thing you talked about, that is cash to earn cash. So yes, cash, that is knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. So these all are very much important elements to earn the cash. And what I believe, the attitude is the most important element which will help you to gain all these things, knowledge, skills, and habits. So I would recommend to all the students that have your right attitude, shape your attitude in the right way, so that you can have leverage on all these things. Then you talked about career competencies. There you talked about 4 elements, that those are critical thinking and problem solving, teamwork and collaboration, professionalism and work ethics, oral and written communication. So I would like to add here one point, students, that nowadays we are living in, the era of information technology. It is developing on very rapid speed, and days are not so far where many of the jobs, manual jobs, will be taken care by robots. But yes, that doesn't mean that we will not have a job. Definitely, in future also there will be job opportunities, but for that thing, you must learn the critical thinking and problem solving. The thing is, differentiating the robots and the manpower, that is the major difference, is this: the ability to make a decision at the right time. So this ability, definitely we will be having, only you students will be having that. So leverage that kind of opportunities where you are facing some problems, and you are going to make a decision. Make a decision whether it is right or wrong. Make a decision. Either you will learn something or you will get success. So then teamwork and professionalism, I would say, Dr. Meha, that you have shown. Actually, this lecture was supposed to be held yesterday itself, and you said that you are busy with some university assignment and you could not find time for us. But the moment I said, is it possible that you will be able to manage on Sunday? And immediately you said, yes, ma'am, why not? So that shows professionalism. So students, we have to learn it. Once you have given the commitment, you have to complete it. You have to be, you have to honor your own words. Then only other people will listen to you. They will respect you. The third thing you said, EQ, emotional quotient, and that is having more importance nowadays over IQ. So we have to learn, we have to learn to balance the emotional quotient as well. Uh, Fourth thing, you talked about entrepreneurs who are solving the problems of the societies and business and earning good money. And it's indeed the need of the hour for Indians to come forward and take the Indian flag high, high, and high. Because nowadays, government of India has banned so many, apps, Chinese apps, and there we are having the opportunity to come forward and provide some similar kind of apps that is make in India kind of thing or made in India. I wish you all the very best for your professional and personal life. Stay connected with us and provide your support whenever we would look forward to you. Now I would like to thank our Honorable Director, sir, who always there to support us. Even during this pandemic, he is there to take care of our health, happiness, and everything. He takes care so well. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm thankful to entire team of IT team of DSPSR and other faculty members, all the students who have made this event successful. Thanks to Anupma Lakhera ma'am as well. She is the team leader of Alumni Association DSPSR for arranging such kind of program on the weekly basis. Thank you so much. Now over to you, Anupma ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much, especially Dr. Meha Joshi, ma'am, for taking out time from such a busy schedule and coming to address the students of our beloved DSPSR. And I'm sure the students will learn a lot, and this is a great takeaway for them and as well as us also, because there are so many aspects which you have covered brilliantly. Actually, I must say it was a brilliant session, and we look forward to you gracing the occasion in the future also, and providing support to our students and DSPSR. And once again, heartfelt thanks to all the team of DSPSR, Director Sir, Seema ma'am, and all my colleagues and students for always being there to support, and especially IT team for doing such a wonderful job. And Meha ma'am for such a wonderful time which we had today. It was a wonderful Sunday afternoon for all of us, and we didn't even know how the time passed away. And thank you so much once again. And with this, I think if you want to add anything in the end, you may, and we will just conclude the session, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me here. And it is always indeed a pleasure to be back to your alma mater, right? So I've said enough. I think this was enough.
Dr. Meha,
yes, sir.
I requested you for something.
Sir,
few lines.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, poetry. Yeah.
Okay, I'll recite a few lines here. It is about Gyan. Okay, the very topical subject here is Gyan, so I'll speak something on Gyan. जीवन पथ जटिल है ये, काल चक्र कठिन है ये, पग पग पे भेदभाव है, रक्त रंजित पांव है, किसी के पास जन्म से ही वंश की छांव है, किसी के पास जन्म से ही वंश की छांव है, झूठ के रथ पे सवार डाकुओं का काम है, किसी के पास है छल कपट, किसी के पास है छल कपट, किसी को रूप का वरदान है, ये सोच कर मत बैठ जा, यह विधि का विधान है, ये सोच कर
क्या बात,
बज रहा मृदंग है, ये कहता अंग अंग है, कि प्राण अभिशेष है, कि वान अभिशेष है। उठा ले ज्ञान का धनुष, एक कण कुछ और भी, अब पूछ मत भगवान से। ज्ञान की कमान पे लगा ले तू विजय तिलक, ज्ञान की कमान पे लगा ले तू विजय तिलक। काल की कपाल पे लिख दे तू ये गुलाल से कि रोक सकता है अगर कोई तो रोक के दिखा मुझे। हक छीनता आया है तो अब छीन के बता मुझे, अब छीन के बता मुझे। ज्ञान के इस मंच पर सब एक समान है, ज्ञान के इस मंच पर सब एक समान है। विधि का हर विधान पलट दे वो ब्रह्मास्त्र ज्ञान है। तो आज से ये ठान ले, ये बात गांठ बांध ले कि कर्म के कुरुक्षेत्र में न रूप काम आता है, न झूठ काम आता है, न जाति काम आती है, न नाम काम आता है। सिर्फ ज्ञान ही आपको आपका हक दिलाता है। धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच।
Wonderful. How Sundar. I clap it. Wonderful.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much for coming all the way. God bless you. Be happy. Thank you.
And I would love to have some questions if you have any.
Yes.
Yes. If you guys have some questions or something, you can ask me, or you can mail it in my inbox. I'll be happy to answer.
Dr. Anupma, are there some questions because they are connected with YouTube? Are you able to find out some questions?
Sir, actually, not too, I didn't see any too many questions. We can definitely mail them to you, ma'am. As in when we receive the questions, so we will mail them to you and we will inform discuss with the students.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so
God bless you.
much.
Ma'am
Thank
was
you, Dr.
constantly,
Meha.
Thank you
keeping
so
in
much,
touch
ma'am.
and taking care of each and everything. Indeed, very thankful to you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Avinash ji, we can close this session now.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.